Today, we're going to go through a tutorial on how to create a brand kit. A brand kit is a single source of truth for how your facility looks and communicates across every digital touchpoint, from automated emails, landing pages, and marketing campaigns. What we need before we start is access to your AI tool. This would be Claude, ChatGPT, or Gemini. Your logos, we need a light and dark logo. We want your logo URL images. In the description, there will be a full tutorial on how to get these links and images. We want your website URL. And if you want to add your online join URL. The first step that we're going to do is we're going to open up your AI tool and we're going to upload your logos as well as paste the prompt within this knowledge base article. For this tutorial, I am going to use ChatGPT to start the process of creating your brand kit. What we want to do is the first thing is to come to this knowledge base article and I'm going to copy the master prompt. I'm going to go into my AI agent and I'm going to paste my master prompt. And then I'm going to paste all the details that I have. As you can see, it's the links to my light and dark logo. I've got my gym name. I've got the address, number, my online join link, and a little bit of a bio on what my gym is all about. The next step that I'm going to do is I'm going to add the actual logos to this prompt. And now the only thing that I need to do is I need to run this prompt. The prompt is built in a way that it will ask you for any additional information that you have. So as you can see now, the system has now created a full brand kit. This ideally we want to copy and paste into a format that you can save within, let's say, for example, a Google Drive document. But let's just quickly go through this. It will give you your brand visualization, all the color structures, typography, brand voice, tone, brand language, things that we should not use, color template, the headings and fonts. It took the headings and fonts from the logo, the URLs, the brand voice, and this is now what we call a quick reference card. So what we're going to do is we can use this with any future prompts to elicit this specific brand image. And this is our ready to use prompt. If we ever want to do a prompt, we can just copy this and we're going to do that now and task. So now we're going to start this process by firstly reviewing. So the first thing that we want to do is we want to review our brand kit. So let's copy this and create our first email. So I'm going to copy the full process. I'm just going to start a new chat. Going to paste this, and as you can see where we have task within here, I already have a few examples that I want us to create so that we can have a look at what the task looks like. But normally you will, within this example, you will be creating your own tasks and emails. So now I'm just going to ask it to create for me a few examples. So I've asked it now just to create for me an example of a new email and payment allocation email. I want to see what the email looks like. So as you can see, this is now in full code, but you don't have to worry about this because we're going to put it into an HTML viewer. To find the HTML viewer is quite easy. You can just go to Google, you can type in HTML viewer, and the first one you can select, and from there you can copy the HTML, and there you can see your full email. So I'm just going to copy the code. And you can go into this HTML viewer that we will provide within this knowledge base article, and I can just paste my email. And as you can see there's now an email that was created. So let's say, for example, I want to change this format or anything like that. I can just go back into this chat. Let's say, for example, I can go back to the previous chat that I have, and then I can make any changes to the chat. There's nothing that I want to change to this chat, but I can go and make any changes to this chat. Let's say I want to make a change. I want a header as a dark header but then the body of the email, I want to have that as a light background, and the footer I want as a dark background. And this is important to note, that we don't have to just take as is and think that this is not working. We need to have this conversation with this AI. So let's quickly go to the brand kit. Now I've asked the AI to generate for me the brand kit, where the head and the footer need to be on a dark background and the body of the email can be on a light background. And as you can see, it created now that same editor. So I'm just asking it to create for me an example. Let's quickly copy that example, paste the example. And as you can see now, the header and the footer is on a dark background with a light background. So it's important that you have this conversation back and forth with your AI until you're happy with the templates of your email. Now you can change anything from your font, logo placement. So it's all about how you prompt the AI to change the template of your emails, with the goal that we have a template going forward. Okay, so the next step that we want to do, if you have a paid version of Gemini or ChatGPT or Claude, now that I've created the brand kit, I want to create a project. Now, a project is persistent context for the AI, so that you don't have to always be reusing the reference card. Keep in mind that you would need to have a paid subscription for Gemini, Claude, or ChatGPT to be creating projects. Now, if you want to create a project, as you can see, I'm in my chat. I'm going to go into the knowledge base article on Itensity. And as you can see on step 6, I'm going to copy this section of the prompt. I'm going to go back into my AI, and from here, I can go and paste and save the prompt. So now I want to create a project. I can go and copy, can click on new project on ChatGPT. So let's name the quick. So as you can see, I'm going to name my project. I create my project. And within this project, I'm going to now go and project settings, instructions, and I'm going to paste that full instructions right here. Can click save. Okay. And now I can just create for me a email. So let's create the following email. So now I've just created a simple prompt to ask to create a email on for a lead form. And I've just asked to make it warm, and we want the goal to book a trial session and to include the online join link as well. Okay, so now I can review my email, and the next step that I want to do is, because I want to use it in Itensity, I'm just going to ask it to create the email for me in HTML. And as we've got the email there, I can go and copy. And you can see there is my email within my brand key. So now that I've created a project, I do not need to continually create this as well. So the last step, and we will be having full tutorials for this. Now you have a full brand kit. With your brand kit, you can follow the instructions on how to copy the HTML emails within Itensity and create your automated emails.